Hello, friends. Hello. Weekly astrology. In the comments, yesterday. First of all, welcome to all of you. Yesterday, we commented on the signs from Aries to Virgo. Today, we will comment on the remaining signs. Among these signs, Libra, Scorpio sign, Sagittarius sign, Capricorn sign, Aquarius sign, and Pisces sign are included. Now, in the sky, there are conjunctions of Saturn, Mercury, and Venus. Saturn represents discipline and stable, secure initiative. What are we tangibly giving from our soul to the world? As Mercury provides this, what are we thinking and how are we communicating while presenting these tangible events? As for Venus, with whom are we communicating? It represents money and people. It represents emotional bonds. Again, because there is a conjunction here, we should make as few emotional decisions as possible in the most disciplined way. We need to engage in connections and processes that will develop us. Otherwise, because all three are in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, what can I sacrifice? What is suitable for the collective? What will come to me? What will I give? What I can sacrifice, what I cannot. What I can vow, what I cannot. In the upcoming period, things left from the past, because the retrograde movement signifies past completions. Everything overlaps. The past and the present overlap. What you will do there is very important, because the events you will undertake will mark the next 16-year period of the Pluto-Aquarius transition. They will leave a mark. For this reason, the Mercury retrograde ends next week. At the very beginning of the following week, the Venus retrograde ends. It is necessary to turn this into an opportunity for the upcoming period. I explained the process from Aries to Virgo. You can open and watch it in yesterday's video. Today, however, Virgo is the middle sign. The first 6 signs, then the next 6 signs. We explained up to the first 6 signs. We will proceed with the next 2 sets of 6 signs. Now it's time. Next week, the moon will primarily be in Leo. Fire element. Fixed element. And an activating element. It will move into Virgo when intuitions are most prominent. We act intuitively, and we already develop tangible work through intuition. Intuition comes in this way. We can whisper it. Something came to me. How do they say it? Inspiration came, and that inspiration already comes with intuition. I got inspired. I feel like doing this. But it's not currently on the market. So we need to bring innovation to the market. This is the characteristic of Virgo. Next week, it will leave its mark in the middle of the week. And with the innovations it will make when the moon moves into Libra. By the end of next week, the transformation of the concrete balances in your life will take place. And here, as these balances change with the retrogrades, what can I sacrifice? What can't I? Where can I turn a blind eye now? What can't I? What I've turned a blind eye to so far and what I haven't. We are now transitioning into this area right now. The sun sign and the rising sign descend into Libra. The sun is in your 7th house. Serious matters, everything we seriously focus on in life. Serious matters, serious relationships. Because a signature is involved there, it is often called the house of marriage. but they are not the house of marriage. Everything you sign seriously. You can sign in a business, you can sign in a relationship, as long as it's something for the universe. Layer in your soul. Now, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. Saturn and Nusre Mercurs are in your 6th house. There will be significant changes in your daily routines in organizations, and some completions will occur, indicating that those routines need to move towards change. You have already sacrificed many things sufficiently. You will observe this, Mr. Tanazi. It's about what, how, in what way, what you will do. And after doing it, if necessary, you need to move towards a change in direction. Now, Pluto is in your 5th house, the house of creativity. With that creativity, you will push yourself towards a change in direction, along with your own creativity. At the very beginning of the coming week, the moon will already be in your 11th house. External connections, those coming from outside. You will take them, withdraw from the 3 worlds, and achieve completions, while the moon is in the sign of Capricorn in the 12th house. The 12th F is the dark point. It is the point where you can review everything. After reviewing this, and what you have forgotten is clear. The 12th F is your back. Right behind is here. It goes as 1st F, 2nd F, 3rd F, 4th F. The 12th F, it comes from here. Did you take a step? Stay behind. Next week, while in Virgo, you will control what remains behind with a great intuitive power. What did I do? Because Pluto in Aquarius moves you to the next higher level. To be able to do that, first with Saturn. And Mercury retrograde, the Mercury retrograde completes lightly. You will complete it. Communication will be cut off there. You will say this is as far as it goes. The Venus producer will end the following week, and you will have to steer towards a significant change in your routines. When the moon finally enters the sign of Televis next week, you will plan how to do things in your 1st house, and then proceed with it. Exploration movement, this is for you next week. You will transition into that exploration. The following week, Venus's retrograde will also end at the beginning of the week. You will have to take the situation to the point you desire, because it determines what you will sacrifice and to what extent, in a serious sense. Because it's a process where you can gain serious efficiency, because the sun is in your 7th house. Serious business at home. You need to focus on yourself more than ever. Dear sun sign and ascendant clients. Now let's move on to the Scorpio signs. What is the deal with Scorpio signs? What is it not? We will review it now. Dear Scorpios, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, in your 5th house. What is the subject of the 5th house? Flirtations, pets, children, what you will contribute from yourself, and hobbies. Now, there is both a completion and discipline, and a disciplined development in that area. And in the middle of the upcoming week, communicatively, it is foreseen that all thoughts that need to stay in the past, that need to be said, that need to remain, that need to end, and that need to be completed in a sentence should be completed and continued in that way by the planets, because the process will flow accordingly. Where is the sun? The sun is in your 6th house. Scorpios with health issues. There are developments in the health area because the sun is there. Where is the routine? There is more productivity energy. There is a flow of productivity because the sun gives life there. It needs to be evaluated well. Mars, but says in Cancer, you will transform your life indirectly, whether you want it or not, because Pluto will completely change your roots. In your 4th house, in the air. This means you will create a different you with a higher consciousness. Next week, we are starting this in your career. The moon is in Leo. Positive events, are in question in your career. Positive processes are in question. You can turn these into great productivity. Next Monday and Tuesday. After that, take it to the 11th house, the house of external connections. By using Virgo, you will test which external connection can be more productive. And there, you need to trust your instincts if possible. With which name? With whom? In which business field? With which people will it be much more productive to proceed? The upcoming process. That's already enough of it. How much came from this? How much came from that? How much came from the other? This will be a flow process like that. And at the end of the week, at the week's finale, the moon aligns with the 12th house of Libra. Channeling might be necessary there, if needed, with some things. The connection with people or events needs to be severed, because balance is a matter of transformation. Along with that balance, you too will progress towards a brand new you. Dear sun sign and rising sign of Aken, because you also have Pluto in the 4th. It will carry everything. From there, with the support it receives from the sun, click, 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 click. And do you see this happening right before your eyes? It will say yourself. Take good care of yourself. Transform yourself well. You have to do this, not you. In the upcoming, it will start from this career and will be indirect. Because Mars, the planet of struggle, moves indirectly from Cancer, not directly. Let's talk about the Sagittarius signs for now. What is the situation with Sagittarius signs? What is not? Dear Sagittarians, everything ends in your roots, your ancestors, and your safest area. There, the accounting. You have to do right for yourself. In the hand of number 4, the house of ancestors, the house of security, in the area where you feel safe. Now you have to settle the account with yourself well, because next week, the flow of your life may pass before your eyes like a film strip. Deciding on what you have done, what you haven't done, what you regret, and what you don't regret. By deciding. This, with the power of your mind, because Pluto is in the 3rd house, the subject of the 3rd house. Social media, putting your thoughts into action, the surrounding environment, and siblings. From there, Chiron will take you, transforming you along the way. The sun is in the 5th house. It sends flow to all your creativity, to everything you want to do. Sending flow. The sun is a revitalizing flow. If you have an idea in mind, you can bring it to life through me, says the sun. If you don't feel secure enough, it's time to transform, dear audience. And this happens right at the beginning of the week. When the moon is in a Leo in your 9th house, the theme of the 9th house is life philosophy, lifestyle. International relations, international connections. It extends to parallel universes. But it's you, the moon will be in your own house. From there, you can start whatever you want by calculating and planning. In the middle of the week, the moon will be in Virgo, your 10th house. With all your intuitive feelings, at the same time, you will combine it with an analytical way of thinking, merging the feeling of analytical thinking. Because Virgo is both analytical, and the Virgo constellation is the one that carries the most intuition among the constellations. You will combine this as well. What have I done in my life? Why am I regretful, my brother? Because I no longer feel secure in some matters right now. My friend, in some matters, I genuinely don't feel secure. It's not acceptable. For this reason, there will be some crossroads and transformations in your career. You can initiate this next week. The sun is already supporting you from behind. The sun is supporting you, Mr. Arcana. At the end of the week, in the area that concerns us, while looking into people's eyes in connections, while looking into their eyes, you will see with whom you will have connections, who will contribute to you, and who will support your development. Noticing how the balances have transformed there. Realizing it. You are moving towards a situation where you will have to open some new pages. Dear Sagittarius rising. Where is the bodybuilder? I mean, a certain name and lesson. To a certain extent, it will show you at house number 3. Now, this part will show exactly who is what. Look, this is good. Look carefully, sir. Did you see this? Actually, this is this. Is it this? This has no contribution to me. We are doing it. That's why I'm showing it very clearly. I am this. While the moon is in Libra, transform that balance. Because Saturn is in your 4th house, not theirs. You will break away. You will be disciplined in the name of the Shadows Supreme, set to the same number. Is this it? Brother Burku, there's nothing to do. If you can't change it, stop. You won't ask why it happened like this, sir. Look, Jupiter is seriously supporting you from their 7th houses. If you can't even do this, you won't go around saying you're a Sagittarius. Let's come. Look at the Capricorn signs. Dear Capricorns. Close surroundings, siblings. Expressing your thoughts through social media or internet connections into life. Let's see what you've done so far in terms of bringing your thoughts to life and making it a lifestyle with your close surroundings and siblings at home. What happened to your connections with siblings? What happened to your connections with your neighbors? What have you completed or not completed? What things have taken something from you? From whom have you taken things? Transform this area. If necessary, it's time to transform yourself. Because from there, it literally goes from the 3rd house to the 9th house indeed. The life cycle. It means that there are things we no longer need to live with. We need to change some things. We need to change something both in myself and in the other person. Whether it's from myself or from others, I need to change some things. Because I see that this isn't going to work like this. The reason? Because Pluto is in the 2nd house. In the house of values, in the house of self-values. Well, look at the values. We've squandered them in the Turkish sense. Well, we've wasted them for nothing. We couldn't evaluate them. We've trusted the wrong people. We've trusted too much. And sometimes it's evident when we've been too boastful. Because we see everything clearly. We think everything happens just around us. But actually it isn't. Because there is the air element, the fire element, the water element. You are the earth element. Only 1/3. It's impossible for you to see everything. Now, when the moon is in Leo, it will initiate this. It already provides productivity to your roots, your 4th house. When the sun and moon are in Aries. The end of next week is very important for you. Not as you know it. How? Productivity energy is coming from the 4th house. Opportunities. You can evaluate suddenly. Uranus has also initiated in your 5th house. For quite a while. In fact, at the highest speed right now, because Uranus is at 25 to 26 degrees, currently in Taurus, in the house of values. Pluto is in the house of values itself, exactly. From there, the management is already with you. Pluto is already in the 2nd house for the management to be with you. Whoever has it in their 2nd house, it makes them want to say, I want to make decisions about my values. This will happen next week, when the moon is in Leo. Attention! When the moon is in the sign of Leo, management from external connections and others' resources. Takes this, and when the moon moves into Virgo, where does this fit into my life? By looking at it, by getting involved in some constructions for this, I was managing it for that reason. I saw that it could contribute to me along the way. Then I should incorporate this into my own life as well. The week you will transfer it, because I haven't done this before. Whatever reason I didn't do it with. Because I didn't trust what the person said. Because I trusted my own perspective more. Do you see how you lost? Sacrifice yourself. Next week is the time to fix this. Because in daily routines, Jupiter will already give you plenty of chances for this. You will take action. Let's move on to Aquarius. Dear Aquarius, extremes. Come. Mayday, mayday. Mayday, mayday. Exactly, dear Aquarians. Dear Aquarians, the sun is exactly here. Let's rise to the surroundings. Brothers, when you think about it, transferring to life and lifestyle. Whatever you do there, it's a process that can sink in as much as you care. What would you say to the hive here? Is that so? Yes. Okay. Stop. Then for me, to be able to make some decisions about this, stay a little wrong. But you can decide. You're a fixed sign. But be careful, while Uranus brings you those opportunities from the roots, not to miss those opportunities. Mayday, mayday. Exactly, not to miss those opportunities. But in your house of creativity, in your 5th house, there's Jupiter, which you can transfer abundantly. It gives luck, it gives opportunities to rise higher. You need to evaluate it well for your creativity. Mr. Coma, at least what could happen? At worst, this will happen. You won't calculate there. Bro, while Jupiter is there, you won't start calculating what the worst could be. Next week, Akpiloton is transforming in your Binomor house from the roots. Everything, your entire living space, life. Saturn is also in the house of values with Venus and Mercury. Anything that doesn't add value to your values is not valuable to you. Period. Value. Likewise, anything that doesn't add value to your core values is not valuable to you. If it adds value to your worth, then it is valuable. Finished. Next week. When the moon is in Leo, you will see this and act on it seriously already. Then, in the middle of the week, intuition, where is your body leading you? External resources are connected. You will take it from there. If necessary, in your lifestyle, what you take from there while managing others' resources, what you take from there, think about your own resources and your own life in the meantime. What happens if I add this here? What happens if I add it to my own life? It would be very nice. Not as you know it. I would add value to my values. And from now on, my lifestyle completely changes. Why am I not adding it? Or what should I remove from among these now? Because the sun is here. What will you think about what you are thinking? Count the one that gives the most efficiency or the ideas that come to you from outside, the most from your external resources to you. The one that gives the most efficiency from your own resources, from what you think can be the most productive. What enthusiasm into your hive? What enthusiasm? Your values will rise because your quality of life will transform from A to Z. You can do this, you can start this, or you can sacrifice it. But I have many lived past experiences. You have zero, Behind, you eat. I say this respectfully, you break it off, you eat. If you can't break away from it, you break away from your own future. Period. Finished. Your choice. Exactly. You never use this learner. I see if you say loyalty to the second managers, if you say morning, if you say past, it means you never use the learner. You're stuck on Saturn. Now let's move on to dear Pisces signs. Dear Pisces, dear Pisces, dear Pisces, dear Pisces. The situation is as you know exactly. And Venus and Mercury are in your first house. What does it mean? Life area. I have completions in my life area. Dear Pisces, I need to complete those completions. Otherwise, I'll turn the scalpel on myself. In your own life area. Will you sort out something from your own life area? What is that scalpel? Or will you sort yourself out? You will make the decision there, dear leader, because no one else will give it. The Mercury retrograde ends in the middle of the week. Right at the beginning of the following week, the Venus retrograde also ends. The Sun is in your second house, an incredibly productive period for your values. The Sun will coach. Therefore, will you take a bigger share of the pie for yourself? Or this is how it should be, because in Saturn's domain, here shares are divided equally in this way. Let me give 5% of those shares to him. No, let me give you 7.5%. Why? Reason? Dear, why does a smaller portion fall to you? You need to review this next week, organize accordingly, and take action. Pluto. This internal insincerity is important and not much of a thing. Pluto transforms the Aquarius aspect in the 12th house. It is transforming there. Mars is indirect. Let me handle this. Let me take care of it from this side. Let me give him this much. Saturn is already in the 5th house. Sorry. Mars is indirectly in the 5th house. Let's enter that struggle from there. Why are you wearing yourself out for nothing? Saturn says he's a guarantor. Why are you wearing yourself out for nothing? What if you can't do it? I didn't calculate that. If you're saying you made this decision while the moon was in Virgo, when it's in your 7th house, you have to take action when it's in Leo. It's your organization work. I do it like this, it will work out anyway, right? You say that, but what if it doesn't work out? Should you decide on this when the moon moves into Virgo? By checking your boundaries related to material things? Now, earlier when the moon was in Leo, you got excited and made a decision. You saw that it would come together in Virgo. Why? Because Leo is fixed. It moved into Virgo. In one moment, energy flow. In another moment, it doesn't become the main thing. We sacrifice to make it happen. Why do you say that? Reason? Because when the moon is in Libra, is it about others' resources? Others' resources? Some things will also come from others' resources. You will start managing others' resources. But while managing others' resources will first look at what you can manage in your own life. Based on that, it will give you the management. This makes everything worse. It says, I'll do it indirectly. But if it can't, won't it say, why should I give this management to Pisces? It will say, makes sense. In this case, you will go from negative to negative because it won't give it to you. For this reason, you need to evaluate the upcoming week well. Your resources are more valuable than anything. And in a productive state, because the sun is there. So evaluate the upcoming week well. I won't be given what is seen. There are opportunities and thoughts coming to this point. Hours. Do it for the environment and thought and your siblings. To surpass yourself. You can do this. But Saturn is in the 1st house. It says you also need to develop, but you have potential. You will say stop to your incredible potential to sacrifice yourself. You won't always strike that scalpel on yourself. There's nothing to be done. Yes, countable things, friends. I think that's it for this week. I am Ozan Kirbe. See you in the next videos. For now, take care. Kagli, thank you.